I'm so sorry, YouTube. I had to delete that. I said something that I shouldn't have. I just get out of jail for saying something about that. So I had to delete that and start over. My bad. Please forgive me. It is me, the BBK, and welcome back to the Boss's Lounge. I'm not going to replay the intro again because I just want to say what I want to say. Ricky Martin. Ricky Martin. Rick, Rick, Rick. Could you get your nephew off your plate? Ricky, you was having relations with your nephew and Ellen. Elon. I'm going to call you Ellen. I know you've mentioned before that you and your dad did not have a good relationship. You actually said that your childhood and upbringing was probably one of the worst because of your dad. And I can understand how you feel that way because if my dad had married his daughter-in-law, my that would be my wait, let me get it right. Stepmom, stepsister. So Ellen's daddy had babies with his stepdaughter, who was Ellen's stepsister. Do you call him step when you marry? Because that would have been his stepmother, stepsister. Okay, I guess so. Yeah, yeah. It's pretty gross. It's pretty disgusting. But and I mean, this is the part that I hate more than anything is incest. So I have to ask, Ricky Martin, are you and Ellen related? And look, as I said before I deleted the video, we've seen this before decades. It just didn't come out this far. Like for instance, what happened with the Silvers, right? What happened with Jay-Z? What happened with 50 Cent? What happened with Janet Jackson? All of them at one point in time had secret babies. Now 50 Baby couldn't be no secret that much because he looked just like him. That's his twin. Unfortunately, they don't get along. Jay-Z still did not acknowledge his daughter, and I'm not sure if he acknowledged his son that was created out of wedlock. Okay, the Silvers, I think they took theirs to the grave, but Janet's alleged secret daughter, it keeps coming up every so often. And here's the thing: back in the day, if you had something to go on that was not acceptable within your household, your family kept it in the household. They kept it a secret. They didn't tell anybody. If you was 13 years old and came home pregnant, they would take you out of school just so that your school and your classmates did not know that you was pregnant at the age of 13. They may even mess around and say after she had a baby, they may mess around and say we adopted somebody's baby that's my sister when that's really her daughter. I mean, that's how they used to do things back in the day. But here's the thing: when it comes to Janet Jackson, if you're nasty, I believe if Janet's secret baby, alleged baby, if that tea had to come out and been hot and strong back then, like it built up to be. Because the people, baby, they dug into her background, they dug into, you know what I'm saying, the child and where the child was living. I believe if her parents would have had to come out and say anything, explain anything, excuse anything away, I bet you we would have found out that that child not only happened out of wedlock, but I believe we would have found out that whole pregnancy was a result of a violation. I'm just saying that's how I feel. That's how I feel. I feel like if back then they would have came out and acknowledged Janet's pregnancy, it would have been possible for a violation because I don't believe that she would have cheated on the barge. Back then she was so in love. That was her first husband. She could have cheated and maybe she didn't know who the baby dad was. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. But right now, looking back in hindsight, I would swear it may have been a violation. And to find out that Ricky Martin was having relations with his nephew, like, dude, he says not true, it's not true. Okay, so if it's not true that you was having relations, what you was just violating him just because. That's why a lot of times when we read and hear about these violations, what hurt me more than anything is that a lot of time it be your own family. It be your own flesh and blood that do something to you to hurt you. But you want to be quick to holler stranger danger, and yes, stranger danger is very warranted. But it be your own blood, your own kinfolk. He messed with that boy when he was young and kept messing with him for whatever reason. And look, we'll probably never know the truth as to whether or not the nephew was enjoying it. And I shouldn't say it like that, but I don't have no other way to say what I'm trying to feel, what I'm feeling. I don't know no other way to get it out, and I don't want to stutter with it. Maybe his nephew liked him. Maybe his nephew was enjoying it. Maybe there was some financial gain to the whole situation, and that's what the nephew was. Look, we'll probably never know. Because for me, the fact that he was his blood relative first and foremost, and the child secondly, that's enough to gag me for the rest of my years. It's just no justifying it, no defining it, none of that, in my opinion. Kids is off limits and families was families is off limits before kids is off, like it's crazy. But that's why I asked the question. Ricky, you was having relations with your nephew, and now Ellen, you done found out that your daddy had 2 kids by your stepsister. Hey, Summer Breeze, thank you, babe. I appreciate you. So Rick, did you get your nephew off your pit, baby? Ricky Martin, Ricky Martin, Ricky. Hey, Ricky, is you and Ellen related to each other by chance? Y'all freaky. And then I thought I read somewhere that Ellen got 9 kids. And I know that's not his name is Elon. I'm calling him that because you got to keep it in code around here, child. YouTube been unlocked my ass. That's why I had to delete the last video because I messed around and said the exact same words that I just got out of jail for saying. So I had to go on and shut that down because there wasn't no need of me going back to jail knowing I had just spilled the same tea. What is it? I read that Ellen got 9 kids, dude. Is you in competition with Nick Cannon? Is you in competition with Kiki Wyatt? Like who you competing with, dude, with all these kids and all? His daddy think that reproduction. That's all we was put on earth for was reproduce. Then they should give his daddy some pet rabbits, cause that's what the fuck they here for, reproduction. If that's what his daddy think, give him some damn bunny rabbits and turn him loose. And they said he might still be messing with the stepdaughter. He had 2 kids by, and you know what? If I let me pull this paperwork up because I think I saw that he married the stepdaughter. Hang on, let me pull it up real quick. Let me see what it say real quick. Hang on, I'm finna pull it up over here for everybody to see it. I just don't mess with kids. Okay, here we go. Like father, like son. His dad has secret second kid with his stepdaughter. Mm-hmm. And then I didn't take pictures of the whole thing, and I can't even see it. That's too small. But I believe it says, and you'd have to take a snapshot and blow it up to see it. And I'm sorry because I'm on my phone. But I believe it said Ellen had 9 kids, and Ellen wanted more. I hope Ellen ain't having none of them with none of his kids. I hope Ellen ain't having none with his ex-girlfriend or any of his baby mama's kids. Because, they said Ellen just had, wait, let me get it right. Ellen just had secret twins by a chick only a few weeks before His girlfriend had they baby. So nigga, you running around here shooting nut and all of these women at the same time, but you allegedly got a girlfriend. And now these babies is popping up, popping out, popping up, popping out. And you think, oh, that's great. We need to have more kids. You know what? Maybe you and your daddy need to get together with them rabbits. Now I'm just gonna say that. Now ain't nothing wrong with having kids. Ain't nothing wrong with birthing kids. Kids are a blessing. But y'all getting a little bit too out of damn hand around here. You're getting out of hand. And Ellen, I got my eye on you. I got my eye on you. See, I didn't like you at first because you was doing too much. You know, with the space thing and having the habitat out in space and the Starlink and moving your Tesla company after some information came out about you in the underground that we won't get into. We'll save for another day. And then as I started to dig more and more and deeper into the information, come to find out you was part of the good guy group. That's what they were saying in the underground. I hadn't yet put two and two together at the time. Now that more information has become available, I can see why you're deemed as part of the good guys. But nigga, I still got my eye on you. I still can't say I trust you all the way. But I got my eye on you. But how you feel knowing that you got two, oh my goodness, going down the generational line can be difficult at times. Let's see. So the girl, okay, so his daddy married his girlfriend. Then his daddy had babies by the wife. He married the girlfriend, turned her into wife. Then he had babies by the wife's daughter. That was his stepdaughter and Ellen's what, stepsister? So you got a girlfriend that we all know about, you talked about, you showed the baby bump with and all of the things, but then you got all these other women spitting out their babies before, during, and after your baby with your girlfriend come. Like, what do that mean? You moved your organization, your company. You moved Tesla. I believe he moved it to Texas, but he also is building a Tesla warehouse or build. He's building something in another country that's related to Tesla as well. So he's gonna have a company out of the country and one in the country. And right now, Tesla, I believe, is in Texas. You got Starlink going. The Russians and the people over there that are um, living Nasara Jasara, they've already started to use Starlink. Um, I've heard a few good things, not a lot, just a few. I'm ready. I'm excited. I'm ready for us to get on Starlink, and we that won't happen until all of the tea gets spilled. All of the hot sake has to come out. Everybody has to find out what's really been going down in their town. And we will have to be live on the Sarah Jasara before we will have access to the Starlink. Now, from the way it was explained to me, the Starlink is a little bit different from the internet because you won't be censored. And I'm guessing the Starlink's, what do you call it, access or your ability to access the Starlink is on a country's basis, on a nation's basis per se. For instance, the people over in Russia, they can't enjoy a lot of the things that we enjoyed or provide because we're on a different financial scale right now, right? We're still over here using dollars, pesos, and yens and dens and things, but Russia is back to using gold and rubles. So if Russia wanted to buy something from us over here, they got to come with cash or credit card. Well, you know, They money got seized, locked down, put on hold, so they're not spending cash. They're spending rubles and gold. So unless we're willing to accept gold or rubles, then we can't sell them nothing and they can't buy nothing from us. Same thing with us. If they had something that we wanted, if we can't convert the money into gold or rubles, then we can't buy from them and they can't sell to us. So it's I think the whole access to the Starlink is based on a nation's decision, because if he were to open, and this is my interpretation, and I could be wrong. If Momo was here, she would definitely set the record straight, or maybe even Boss Anthony. Those are two of my bosses that are always on top. If you ain't peep game, check out Boss Anthony McNeil's channel. He mostly does music. He will bring you some reality every now and again, and a good portion of them you can find on his shorts. Momo does not has not activated her channel. So if you whenever you want to see her chit chat, you can always come over here and catch her. That's Mom of 3T Almeida. That's one of my boss queens too. That's my hermana. I love her dearly. Um, oh, Rockwell, Boss Lady Rockwell, always spitting tea, always bringing awareness and understanding to what's going on, especially in Haiti. And I think they checked me on this last year. I'm not pronouncing it right. That's a downfall that we all have. We all tend to say Haiti. But I was told that the correct pronunciation for it is Haiti. So Rockwell is an Haiti native. That's her country. That's those are her people. She knows what's going on over there. She's always up to date, and you can get good information from there as well. But yeah, it's pretty disgusting hearing about all of the incest that's been going on, and babies being made within the families, and who messing with their family members and who not. And again, when a lot of these people's children have the ability to become famous or make a lot of money, it seems like their parents try harder to keep secrets. Um, and you know what? If you was raising your child right the first time, you wouldn't have to worry about keeping no secret. It is what it is, because they'll do the right thing going forward. I know sometimes people fall on hard times and they end up having to do strange things for some change. I get it. But I swear deep in my spirit, if Janet Jackson's secret baby, if the internet, social media had dug, and dug, I swear to God, they probably would have came up with that girl's DNA paternity records. And it would have came out that she was a result of a violation. And I don't know this for sure. This is just my presumption. This is my feeling. My commentary is what I think. I hope Ellen is not going to mess with any of his stepchildren. I don't want him. I hope he's not, going to be birthing any kids with any stepkids, because that could really mess up a lot. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. See, it's already people that have uh, been speaking out negatively against Ellen. So, but Ellen's got something that only he can offer us when we do get ready to get into Jasara. So, um, I hear Orlando Brown still upsetting the girls with who topped him off and who he got some from and who's zesty and who not. I just heard a video. Chris Brown. Girl, they saying that Chris Brown done stole almost $1.9 million from an organization in, was it New Orleans? I believe it was New Orleans, but somewhere where the people had been hurt by a uh, hurricane devastation, natural disaster devastation. The organization was trying to have charity fundraiser so that they could help those people rebuild and get their lives back on track. And they decided to secure Chris Brown for performance, a charity performance, right? And they reached out to Chris Brown's team and they put in a request, and his team came back and said, okay, sure, Chris will go ahead and perform, but he's going to need this, that, and the other. So they paid the back end, they paid the deposit, they got the jet and all of the special requests, the hotel, the strawberries, the fried chicken, the you know roasted shrimp, anything that he put on his list that he needed to satisfy the performance date. They secured everything, and then when the date came, they mentioned in the video, the lady said that they already had to reschedule once in January due to a Travis Scott thing. Now I didn't know that Travis Scott had a thing that happened in January, but from what it sounded like in listening to her, there was some, I guess, allegation of violation, sexual violation come up. So after that came up and they had to reschedule, the lady said that a lot of their sponsors pulled out because of the negative publicity. Uh-huh. Hang on, y'all. Hang on. Yeah. They said that, when they had to do the reschedule, they found out what was going on. A lot of their sponsors pulled out. So she said they didn't have any sponsors for the performance and they were out of all of the money. Now, the media was asking them, because this was like a press conference, and the media was asking them, did you guys have a contract, a written contract, a signed contract? And did the contract outline what would happen if there was a breach? And she said, yes, they did. Now, here's where I kind of got a problem. My problem is this: if you deciding to work with Chris Brown and him canceling caused you extreme duress, um, and they breached the contract, why just not instantly go ahead and file court documents for the breach of contract and attempt to sue him? Now, yes, I get it. They reached out to him and asked him if he could repay the money back or whatever. And what she said was that they didn't hear back from him. She said that he went on his Instagram, on social media, and was promoting his tour, and said that if anybody wanted to reach him, they could reach him in some country officially, as though they did not have an official and binding agreement. Now, here's the thing, and all you can do, well, it's, you don't have to just listen to what they said and believe it. You can try to put some critical thinking on it. And for me, I'm thinking, okay, so I asked, why didn't they just go ahead and file suit and take him to court and begin the proceedings to get their money back? And I can't think of an answer why they didn't. If they had, these signed contracts allegedly, and everybody, was bound to those contracts, well, she told the media that they had the contracts. But for Chris to go online and throw shade about reaching him in an official capacity, to me, in my opinion now, it implies that setup was not as official as the young lady stated that it was. Because, see, when you don't show up for sound check, and I have paid you upwards of $1.8 million, if you don't show up today and you don't call me back tomorrow and that money ain't in my bank within 48 hours, In 72 hours, we're gonna have a lawsuit. We're gonna have you serve. We can serve you first, and then we can stand outside the courthouse and do a press conference and tell all of the people how you jacked me for $1.8 million. Now, I heard somebody speaking on it, doing commentary about it. And they also said that when the people asked her how much money did Chris Brown get her for, she said it. They said it looked very suspicious. They didn't believe that she was being honest about the total amount he got her for. Let me tell you something. Whatever amount he got her for, she's supposed to add to that because it was an inconvenience and it cost her money. She lost money out of the deal. So for breach of that contract, it would be for compensation, or what they refer to as compensatory damages, of whatever she paid him, plus punitive damages, which would have been the money that she lost out on because he didn't perform. Now I don't consider Chris Brown a flake. I haven't really heard a lot about him doing any private shows or charity functions or anything like that. I've been kind of out of the news and the social media, but I don't see him as a flake. And if he didn't show up and then he turned around and threw shade about it, then it's got to be something that he don't mind fighting. And my whole thing is this: if the promotional date, the date that he was supposed to perform at the charity event, if that was not signed and sealed um, in writing, and you never confirmed that you would make that appearance, then why didn't you give them people their money back? But hey, it'll come out of court, and you know what? In the next week or so, I'll be looking up. I'll be digging into those court records to see if they filed a civil suit against him or a libel suit. I'm not sure which one it will be. Yeah, we'll be looking into that. And guess what, child? When I tell you the hits keep hitting, why they done pick me for jury duty? Now I was gonna try to go to the doctor and find a way to get out of it. I read all of the information on it. It wasn't gonna be that easy. So I said, you know what? I'll stick to what I know. I'll stick to what they taught me in my younger years about how to get out of it, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, we'll see what happens. What else did I hear? What else did I hear? Oh, I saw Kylie and Travis about to take a trip somewhere, and they were standing in between the two jets. So I guess Travis Scott has his own personal jet, and now Kylie has her own personal jet, and Kim has her jet too as well. And they were standing in between them, and she was kissing him, and she was saying, "Are we taking yours or mine?" And I thought that was so cute. But I had to think to myself too, Travis, what are you doing with a jet, Travis? What are you doing with a personal jet? Because listen, y'all, I have looked into the cost of having a private jet, just like the cost of having a private yacht. Let me tell you something. Just because you might have spent 1 million for the jet, you will spend 1 million a year, if not more, for the upkeep of the jet. You have to keep the maintenance, you have to keep the storage, you have to keep all of the insurance paid on it, your paperwork up to date, and your pilots paid. And most of your pilots for your private planes are on standby. Same with the yacht. You got to pay for the docking. You got to pay for the maintenance and the upkeep. You got to pay for the deckhands. I mean, it's a monthly bill. It's a monthly bill. And I don't know. I just feel like, well, I mean, it's been happening for years. I mean, entertainers, singers, actors, actresses, they get a $25 million bonus or whatever, and they go crazy. They go buy these big, beautiful, lavish homes, all of these diamonds and jewelries, all of these fancy cars. And it's like when you ain't making no more music, when nobody's buying your music, when nobody's giving you any bonuses or any advances, how do you maintain the upkeep? Like I sit up and I wonder, all of these people that just built homes or bought new homes, BB Judy, Cardi B, what's the man that's saying, I ain't gonna argue with you. Um, a couple of Just Hilarious, Country Wayne, all of these people that built homes or bought new homes, they went out and bought these fancy homes. It's like, did you pay cash for your house? They running around here buying these Maybachs and these Phantoms and all these fancy cars. Are they paid for in cash? Now your house don't have to be paid for in cash like the baby did. Cash Me Outside girl, what's her name? Gabrielle. Gab, what's her name? Gabrielle. Cash Me Danielle, not Gabrielle. Danielle, the Cash Me Outside girl. She went and dropped cash, $6.1 million on her mansion. Cash. Now dropping that 6.1 gonna hurt her a little bit because the IRS gonna want they cut off of it. But had she paid like 5 million, maybe it wouldn't be so bad. That would let her build her credit up for the rest. But that's her mansion if she never make another dime. The upkeep, whatever gotta be done, it's gotta be done. If she can pay it, fine. If she can't, fine. But the house is hers. Now the property taxes, she'll have to pay the property taxes. If she can't pay the property taxes, she might lose. Um, Cardi B. I wonder, you bought your house, you had a mortgage. At what point did you go around there and pay the mortgage in full? All these cars y'all buying, y'all got 12 cars, are any of them paid for? Do you have any college tuition set aside? And I heard somebody on TikTok saying that Cardi B has other businesses. Girl, what do she got? I think I heard them say she got a a baby. What is it? A Fashion Nova babies, a baby Fashion Nova line. Okay, what else she got? Cause and Fashion Nova ain't hers. She could have a kids clothes line, and it could be featured, or sold through Fashion Nova, but Fashion Nova ain't hers. So she having to split that profit. What else? What other business ventures or businesses does Cardi B have? I didn't know she had none. And I'm not saying that she's not business savvy, but listen, the one thing that she should be if she ain't is business savvy right now. Because you know what? She ain't made no more albums. She ain't had an album in the last, what, 3, 4 years? All her singles, she been collaborating with other people. And if you think about it, her reputation or her status quo is diminishing. It's falling off, and we knew it would the minute she got pregnant with her baby boy. When she got pregnant with her daughter, it was a bad time. Her brand was just taking off, and I thought, oh my God, this is not the time to get pregnant. Okay, so she worked through it, and when I tell you she worked through it, she pushed through. Okay, so she got a baby girl, all is well. Now she can resume her career. She can go back to building her brand, take some time, get her head together, start writing some of her music. And she wanted bonding time. Okay, so then she bonded. And being bonding time is over and it's time for her to get to work and write and do this, that, and other. She collabing here, collabing there, mostly modeling, showing up to these different functions with these clothes that designers and stuff are sending to her to get put out there in the atmosphere. Instead of her making music, she was doing something else. Okay, cool. One more time. Here it goes. Time for you to get back on the wagon. And you come up pregnant with your second child. Now, you can't do like Nikki, and you can't do like Bay. You can't do like Keisha Cole. You can't do like none of them. You're not none of them. So now she done had a second baby. She done had her bonding time. It's time for her to make music. And she is falling off. So yeah, she needs to have many businesses and business ventures out there. And listen, hey inmate 04152022, inmate. That's my nickname for Tasha. Hey Tasha girl, hey girl, hey. That's my girl. I like me some Tasha K. Listen, but because of Tasha's status quo, you guys know who she is. You know what she gives. You know what she brings. You know what she down for. You know her struggle. You've seen her rise. You've seen her hit a brick wall, dust herself off, and start to rise again. And it's interesting to watch how judgmental and critical people are of. People act like if you get fired or lose your job, like you can't find another one. You can always get another job. It's not the end of the world. It may be a little devastating for you at the time. The timing may not be right. But we knew from the time that Tasha got into her little tit-tat with Barty, we knew eventually it was going to come to a raging halt. We didn't know how. And it raged up to $3.8 million halt. Now, I heard in the streets today that she lost her appeal case, her appeal. Um, and let me see. I think I took a picture of something else here I want to show y'all real quick. Um, did I take it? Uh, I didn't take it. Oh man, let me check. Oh, I didn't take it. Okay, well, I believe it was a YouTube channel called YouTube Camera Slips. I think it's what it's called. And I feel real confident, like it may have been Stop Line TV because I know the Stop Line TV lost their channel, and they're now activated under their second page. But I mean, it could be anybody. But they're called YouTube Camera Slips, I think. And they did a short, and the short was a screen record of a review on the one of the lawyers that Tasha used. I believe the lady's name was Olga. Uh-huh. Tasha went and wrote a review under that lady's page. I don't know what page it was on, but it was a review. And she spilled some tea in that review. And in that review, she said that Olga talked her into filing a counterclaim, knowing that they didn't have what they needed to win the counterclaim. She didn't understand it. Um, She was very disappointed. It seemed like a waste of time, energy, and money to Tasha. And she left her a shitty review. And I want to say it was a 1-star review. Says she doesn't plan on using her again. It was interesting. But here's the deal. A lot of times people forget that YouTube is a business for some people. Okay? And there are ups and downs in the business. An attorney is always good to have on hand in a business like this. Um, and being a person holding 1 million subscribers, Tasha is very much in the limelight, and people know who she is. Now, here's the flip side. I heard a lot of commentary about her. Oh, she lost her house. She lost her car. She lost this. She didn't lose nothing. And I don't know why it's so hard for people to understand that. She didn't lose anything. So you got to remember, Tasha planned this journey from the time Homegirl told her to shut it down, and she didn't. Tasha planned to take this all the way to the end, no matter what could happen. So when the $3.8 million judgment came upon her, she said, well, I lost, but I'm not going to stop. The buck don't stop here. We dust ourselves off, we get up, and we carry on. We're going to have to make some changes and adjustments in life because we don't want this 3.8 to bankrupt us. We don't want it to flip the till. We don't want it to affect our quality of life. So we're going to have to listen. Tasha used to always come on here and slang her own tea. She don't have no problem doing that and has done it before. She's come on here and explained a lot of things to you guys. She came on here and explained things that I feel like she didn't really owe you no explanation. That's her life. Those are her bills, her judgments, her debt, her money, and her reputation. So whatever she doing, is she doing it for her and her family? And while people are sitting back being judgmental and critical, what they really should do is pick up pen and paper and take notes. Because, see, what I heard the people saying today was that, because Tasha already came on and did a skit about letting them come and repo her truck. So then she told that. And then, did she come on here? Because I'm still trying to catch up on some videos. I can't remember if she came on and told us she was downsizing or not. I don't remember. But I know she told a little bit of it today, I think, because I was in the chat, but I was at work. Um, Today I heard people talking about, oh my God, she lost her dream home. Why would she ever give up? She didn't lose her dream home. She had to reestablish what, you know, what home she could afford to have during this time. Now, listen, it's been a couple of months. Like I said, the people say she lost her appeal, and I'm sure it's coming up on time to start paying back that $4 million. Now, if you know you owe somebody $4 million and you have discovered all of the ways that they could come at you to get it, if you don't get off your butt and make some changes, you a dummy, you a sucker, and you ain't meant to go no further. Tasha's none of those. Okay? She's none of those. She might be a lot of things, but she ain't none of those. So she downgraded her truck. Okay, so she ended up with a car that don't have no AC. I really, truly do not believe the car don't have no AC. I believe that was part of the skit. Let's be clear. Let's be very clear. The skit that her and Chelsea did in the, what was it, a Prius? The skit that they did in the Prius, it was funny as hell. But I do not believe that Tasha do not have no AC in her car. Black women that can't roll like that. I believe that was just a part of the skit. I believe Tasha got AC. Y'all look, she was just giving y'all something to run with. See, y'all gotta, you have to acknowledge the business mindset, the business acumen of how this shit go. She was giving y'all some. Y'all want to talk about the repo? She said, "Let me give you something to talk about. This motherfucker ain't got no air. One of the windows don't roll down. The door ain't got no child safety on it. But somebody got to come around and open and let you out. Like all of that was. It was meant to be funny. It was educational because she was telling you basically she downgraded, but at the same time, it was funny to her. It was a joke to her because whose livelihood is based off of the car that they drive? Nobody's. Whose livelihood is built off of, the size of the house they live in? Nobody. Because somebody could be piss poor living in a shack with no doors and no windows and no AC at all. It doesn't mean that they're a bad person, nor does it mean that they don't have money or they don't have credit. It doesn't. Doesn't dictate that. So she downgraded her truck. They made some changes to the house. Now, Armand Wiggins, I heard him talking about it today. And Armand was saying that the dream, they must have did a quick claim deed because that first he said the house was rented. Then he said they was renting the house out. And I thought, well, the people who rent the house can't sublease the house. He said the people that was, I guess, first renting it are now part owners with Tasha. And that when they put the part owner with Tasha, it was really with Tasha's husband. Tasha's name is not on it anymore, and I'm sure that that was a strategic plan to make sure that the house was not eligible for seizure if they come after their assets. Now I don't know if she still got the studio, or if they had to let the studio go, or if they're gonna make Kibi Studios be a part of the new apartment that she lived in. I don't know. They didn't know where she lived. I'm not even sure they could confirm it was an apartment. But it makes sense, you know. If you remove assets with your name on it, it prevents them from taking your shit. Like any money that they got built up and saved up, they're gonna have to move some of that. They're gonna have to move some of that to make sure homegirl don't get it. Now it should have been moved during the court proceedings. It should have been moved way back then. If they try to move it now, it could be considered a crime. So I hope she's smarter than that. I hope she took care of all of that. But Tasha's downsizing. It must be time to pay the piper, and she doing what she got to do to protect her family. And I ain't mad at her. The only downfall on it is that everything she's doing and everything that she's going through is very, very public. So people are going to speak on it. But make no mistake about it, you should be taking notes so that if something like this should happen to you, you know exactly what to do. Now, right now, her and Iggy Azalea going back and forth. And let Armand tell it, Iggy is the one that sprayed Tasha's teeth, allegedly. But everybody, I saw people in the chat today saying, "Oh, she should get off YouTube. She should quit. She should do this. She should do nothing but what she been doing. She should keep doing it and make sure she do it much better each time." She's elevated to having her own website. She puts information over there. Even though the people lying, telling, "Oh, she took all of," the judge told her to take Cardi B's videos down, and she took them down off YouTube and put them on her website. The lie you tell. And it's interesting. People just be lying just to be lying. That is so. Listen, if I find out that you's a habitual liar, I don't want to even say good morning to your ass. Because the habitual liar ain't true to nobody and ain't true to themselves. I can't fool with somebody who lied just because the sun is shining. That's ridiculous. And if those people went and told a court that that girl took that girl's videos off of YouTube and put them on her website, which it can be proven because all they have to do is buy all the, all the court got to do is buy a membership and go over there and look at the website. I mean, it's ridiculous. But she gonna keep talking. But now I heard, okay, so Armand talked mostly about the house and the car. And I heard somebody else, and they just came up on my timeline. I don't know who it was. They went on to say that Iggy, I guess Iggy must have said on social media somewhere that she was thinking about suing Tasha. Now, I did hear Iggy say Tasha don't want it pretty much, and she better shut up because she has good lawyers. So I don't know if that was a subliminal threat or whatever, but I didn't take it to mean I'm finna sue you right now, but keep talking because I can and I will. That's kind of how I took it. But from the commentary I heard today, it sounded like Iggy had already expressed that she wants to sue Tasha, which is her right. She can. And, maybe her lawyers are better than Olga. From reading that review, it don't look like Tasha gonna be doing no more business with Olga, but I'm willing to bet you 9 times out of 10, Tasha has a retained counsel. And I'm going to tell you something else. Whoever she retained, just for the simple fact that she lost the lawsuit to Cardi B, is enough for them to take her case and tell her, look, we got this. We're going to take care of it. Because it's going to be an absolutely amazing promotional boost for this new law firm. And it gives them a chance to throw some shade at Olga's team as well. So look, you guys can, kick her while she down and try to count her out. But I commend her. I commend her for not laying down and letting people cover her with dust. I commend her for taking the time to bob and weave and do whatever she got to do to keep this girl from ripping every dime she got from her and let her pay her as she can. I commend her for that. Just because, rich people don't be paying their bills like that, and they be having the money and they don't pay their bills like that. You know what I'm saying? A rich person can have a $20,000 debt, and they can have 20 million in the bank. They're not gonna pay their 20,000. They're gonna send you 1,000 a month, or whatever the invoice come in as. They're gonna send you payments every month until their bill is paid in full. So just because she lost to Cardi B, even if she had 8 million sitting in her bank account, it don't ever get it twisted to believe that just because Tasha lost that she would have kicked her down that full amount. No ma'am. No ma'am. That's not how it works. She would have never kicked it down like that. Oh no, no. She was gonna get some monthly payments until they get to a position to where they can pay the balance off, or until they pay it off, whether it take 20, 30, 40 years, whatever it may be. Who else has something going on today? Oh, and then today I saw it came down the timeline. My YouTube is set on autoplay. So you play one video, when the video goes off, it cuts the next video on. And so Carlos' video came on, and it was a question of a man, I guess he was a relative of the woman. He told her he had sucked her boyfriend's Peter Whacker off. And she confronted the boyfriend or whatever. And so then they came home real quiet, tiptoed up in the house, and she threw the door open to ask him what was going on. And the dude, the boyfriend or whoever the guy was, he jumped on him while he was in the bed, butt naked, just started throwing hate makers on him. Tell me, nigga, you told her you sucked my thing, and he said, "Yeah, I did." And then she said, "But I want to know, did you suck his thing for real?" And he was like, "Yeah, I did." And old boy was mad. He was steady ready to fight. They was trying to, break him up, get him off of him, so the boy could talk and tell what he had said. And then she asked him, she asked him, "Did he come?" And he said, "Yes." She said, "You sucked him out till he came." He said, "Yes." Then she said, "Did you swallow it?" He said, "No, I didn't swallow it." Child, I died. I said, "Oh my God." And the sad thing about it was homeboy was admitting all of it. And I guess you would call that he was standing in his truth. He said, "Yes, I told you that I sucked his thing. Yes, I did suck his thing. Yes, he did come in my mouth. No, I did not swallow it. No, I did not pay him no money." I was like, "Oh my God." And it was funny and it was good to laugh. It was good to have a funny laugh like that. That was really, really funny to me. I was tickled. Um, yeah, it was crazy. Um, yeah, it was crazy. I was like, "Oh my, ain't no need in fighting the man if he telling the truth. You just mad that he told it. You was trying to keep it on the low low." And I was like, how would that make you feel to have a boyfriend, a fiance, or even more so a husband, and then you find out from a friend or a family member that they've been, topping him off. Like, how would that make you feel as a heterosexual woman? Hell, even a bisexual. My thing is this: if you in my face acting like you a man and that you got all of this masculinity and you over here letting another man top you off, nigga, you gay. I don't want to hear nothing about, "Oh, I just like people topping me off. It don't matter what flavor you are." No, nigga, you gay. Just go on and keep it real. Stop trying to hide. That's the problem now. People are so wrapped up into what other people think about what they do in their own private, personal lives. What they doing in the bed behind closed doors, in the sheets. Whatever you doing in the bed behind closed doors, in the sheets, whatever the case may be, is your business. You shouldn't care what nobody else thinks, and should nobody be messing with you about what you do. If you like cootie and booty, then you like cootie and booty. It is what it is. You ain't got to run around and brag about it. Just do you. I couldn't imagine being humiliated with something like that. You got a whole man, a whole baby by the man, a whole relationship, living together, doing all of the things, and now you find out that he been backstroking on the other side of the fence. He splattered across both sides of the fence. Listen, your boyfriend, fiance should be able to tell you anything. And I know they so fearful of losing their lady that they quicker to lie than tell the truth. If you cheated, nigga, say you cheated. Because the woman has to remember, is this what you want? What is it that you want in our relationship? Do you want to have a monogamous relationship? Do you want to have an open relationship? What made you go out and cheat with somebody else? Like, these are questions and conversations that you should have. And then if you're going to forgive him and stay with him, then you can't keep bringing it up no more. But if you decide that you don't want to be with him anymore, then move along. My deal is this: if you're lying to me, acting like you love cootie cootie cootie, that's all you do is cootie cootie cootie, but really you over there letting them play with your booty booty booty, then you're undecided. Maybe you're bi. Maybe you like both, and there's nothing wrong. You can like both sides of the pie and the cake, and you can eat them too if your partner allows it. If your partner don't allow you to have a piece of pie and a piece of cake, you don't need a partner. You just need your pie and your cake. See, when you're single, you can do what you want, what you want, when you want, how you want it, and with whom you want it, and you don't have to answer to anybody. But the minute you buckle down and claim that you're in a relationship with somebody, you got to make a decision. You got to make a choice, figure it out, and proceed on. Really, that's real talk. There has been an uptick in the amount of homicides in domestic cases over cheating in the last 90 days. There has been a major uptick. It has went from 17% to 34%, almost twice. The homicide, domestic homicide, is twice as high. Twice as high. Look at what happened, 2 weeks ago? The lady was in the dollar store. They got to arguing about something. The lady came out from behind the counter, gonna get in the woman's face. The woman started putting them monkey paws on her. When the woman finally got up off the floor, she went back behind the counter. Excuse me. They thought she was from the call now. When one homegirl went back there and got that hot lead ping pong, baby came out behind that counter and blasted her ass real quick and said, "I bet you saw it right now." Start talking to her after she shot her. All over a fight, which didn't have to escalate. It's crazy the amount of murders and death rates. And I'm gonna tell you something that's upticking right now. Keep your eyes open. A lot of the boys in blue are getting indicted and arrested for child porn. Mm-hmm. A lot of them are getting indicted and caught up and arrested. Now here's the deal. Let's not forget, getting arrested for child porn and getting indicted for child porn are two different reasons. Same thing, different day. An indictment means somebody snitched on you. Somebody snitched on you. Somebody that you told snitched on you. I watched a man's video today. Actually, I put it up on the community wall. Shout out Boss Anthony King, at Boss King Anthony McNeil. Sent me the video today. The man rolled up on the dude and told him he had hit their car. It's Jerry here. And the people wasn't registering that he was asking for Jerry. He said, the man said, "Oh, which car was it?" He said, "The blue car." He said, "It ain't Jerry's car. That's my daughter's car." He said, "Yeah, but it's Jerry here." And then they walked out to the car and was looking at it and checking it out. Jerry comes outside and he grabs the phone and said, "You've been talking to my 13-year-old daughter." And Jerry was like, "What? What?" And he just started hitting when he said, "See, here's the deal. I'm going to tell you the truth, brother. I done had this phone for the last 2 hours. You've been talking to me while you thought you was talking to my daughter." The man's wife came out there. She was upset. She told him, she said, "You guys figure it out. Leave me out of it. I don't feel well. I'm tired. He's cheated on me before." And she said, "If you go to jail, you go to jail." She said, "Well, what you're not, if you don't go to jail, you're not getting custody of our daughter." And, homegirl got on in the car and rolled out. And then you got this old roly poly Nicole Raphael looking dude, looking a hot mess, talking about he thought she was 18. The man said, "She said right here that she was 13. She had to lie and said she was 18 to get on the site. Why are you talking to her like that?" "I don't know." He said, "Are you a registered, pedo person?" He told him, "No, no." He said, "I don't believe you." He said, "You done this to other people." And the lady told him, stay away from their daughter. So he had been cheating on the wife before, and they had been holding on by the hair of their chin. And now this dude, and he too, honey, you ain't never too old to go to prison, but his fat ass really don't need to go to prison, for real, for real. And I know I'm fat, I can call him fat. That is what it is. He, girl, they gonna tear that ass up, and I can't wait for him to get there because it's ridiculous. It's something I've said quite a few times. All this free cootie cat walking around on these main streets, prostituting and selling butt and all everything else. You could go and get you a prostitute. Instead, you're gonna try to manipulate a 13-year-old. It's pretty sick. It's pretty sick. Um, I heard a song today by a lady, a Caucasian lady. She was saying how, excuse me, coming up as a kid, people always gave, oh, excuse me, gave her problems about her weight and her size. A Caucasian woman. So, they basically was trying to tell her that she's supposed to be all slim and skinny with big titties and little booty. And, she stopped eating and did all the things because, she wanted to be a model and she felt like she had to conform to what's considered, model material. Baby, after she got through telling her story, they put on a song. She started singing. She said, I know Victoria's Secret. I hollered. I was like, girl, go ahead on, sister, sing the song. I wish I had sent it to myself so I could have kept it. But she said, I know Victoria's Secret. She said it was created by old nasty man. Da 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 da. I was laughing. She was like, I know Victoria's Secret. I am good. I don't, I was like, right, you don't want to be no Victoria's Secret model. I was like, Is that why Kendall Jenner didn't go to Victoria's Secret? Because she didn't qualify? Is that why Kendall Jenner didn't qualify for Victoria's Secret? She wasn't eligible for the running. Girl, cut it out. Ooh, child. Yeah, I have been tickled. I worked about 4 hours today. I was tickled, tickled, tickled. I was tickled. But yeah, it was some interesting information. So, again, for Elon, I hope you and Ricky Martin are related. Ricky over there had relationships with the nephew. Your daddy done had two babies by his stepdaughter, your stepsister. I'm waiting to see is they gonna say that Janet Jackson's secret baby was a result of a violation. 50 Cent can't hide his son because he his twin. Like Jay-Z ain't speaking on his secret children, but they all trying to come out of the woodwork. Like it's crazy. Don't be shocked. There's much more that's gonna come out before it's all said and done with it. Mark my words. Mark my words. A lot more gonna come out. Just keep on listening. And again, I apologize. I had to delete that first video because before I realized it, I had started talking about the subject that I just got out of jail from. So I had to delete it. It wasn't even worth. I wasn't even giving you the tea that I wanted to give you, but I gave you too much. And when I realized I had said what I said, you know what? Let me just shut this down now and go head over. I don't want to wake up in the morning talking about I got another strike. Like, girl. But yes, baby, yes. A mess, honey, a mess. It's just a mess. Ooh. And then I heard a snippet today of Gaga, and she was talking about how somebody had violated her at an early age and how she became pregnant. And I was just sitting there looking at her, and I was like, "Girl, don't try to do no movies. You are not a good actress. We know darn well boys can't reproduce. Not they can't carry no baby." So I just listened to her and I saw her trying to muster up a cry, and I was disgusted. I was disgusted. And who was that? Momo told me it was a prime minister that quit today. Did he quit? Hang on, let me look real quick. I think she said he quit, or did he get fired? Can you hear me? Okay. I can't find it right now. I can't put my hands on it so quick. But yeah, she told me there was another prime minister that just quit. Now you know Boris Johnson, they finally got him out finally, and there was another one. It's so much more. And like I said earlier in the beginning of the stream, deep in my spirit, I really believe those people because like I said, somebody told me and I can't remember who it was. I think it was Boss King. Um, I think it was him that told me that they was coming after Donald. They was coming after Donald with everything they got. On a strategic level, I think it's some of the good guys. I think it's his people. And I think they're trying to push him to the edge to make him hit the switch and pop this shit off and let's get the party rocking. Um, it could be his ops. He ain't scared or worried about his ops. The problem is, like I told y'all before, the shit was supposed to hit the fan with this lawsuit, and I think they have a date set for the 28th. I think it's July 28th, or was it June 28th? But all of the judges in the RICO case between Donald and Hillary and her friends, all of the judges keep stepping down. So that court case has not taken off yet because the judges keep recusing themselves. Even the administrative judge has recused himself. Now, Middlebrooks is still in the running, but the other night I broke down 5 judges who have recused themselves in the case. And they're reassigning the case and they're trying to establish a court date. I don't know if that court date is the first date of trial or is that the date that they're going to start picking their jurors. I don't know. But yeah, I wish they would go on and push him and bust his head open and hurry up and make him hit the switch so everybody can see what's really been going on over at the Gitmo. Mm-hmm. Yes. All right. Well, I just came on here to chop it up with y'all for a little bit. Thank y'all for coming through. I appreciate you so much. Please like the video on your way out or nah, whichever way your spirit leads you. We would appreciate it so much. Shout out to my bosses and all of my folks. I love y'all. Y'all be blessed and happy Sunday.